You're watching Sunday Morning Matters on KC24, your local election headquarters.
So Governor Jerry Brown is watching a stack of bills on his desk grow taller and taller, and many of these bills are proven to be controversial. Depending on how you are, they're kind of ticking you off or annoying you. You know, we're good at that in California when it comes to some things. I know that. We got a great panel this week. KC24 political analyst and the host of Unfiltered with Jim Veros on FresnoCast.com. Jim Veros, good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
She's a familiar face on this program and a member of the Fresno City and County Republican Women Federated, Diane Pierce. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Evan.
Hi. And he's a former editorial editor with the Fresno Bee, and he is now the news director and columnist with GVWire.com. Bill McEwen, always nice to have you here, Bill.
Thanks for having me today.
Before we get into the bills, when I was after talking to Nathan Ollie from the Fresno Chamber, Bill, you said that you were actually pretty critical of their stance from what they're taking right now when it comes to the Fresno for Parks, the Measure P on the ballot.
So they come out and they say we can't support something that doesn't have public safety in it. I understand that, but where was the Chamber of Commerce when there was a parks public safety proposal before the Fresno City Council? Were they out there issuing press releases saying we support this, we encourage council members to vote for it? No, they were silent. And now I guess my question would be, since we know they would have preferred public safety and parks, are they going to hold the people that prevented the public from having a chance to vote on it, are they going to hold them accountable? And that would be Gary Bredefeld, Steve Brandow, and Clint Olivier.
You know, it's interesting. In just the past couple of years, I feel like these sales tax measures, many of them for public safety and sometimes other items, they've been passed much more successfully around the valley and the state than I think a lot of people were thinking would happen. So we're now, you know, you're the mayor and you see, oh, there's a blueprint here. There's a success, and maybe we could there is a stomach for it in this environment.
In this environment or in this economy, obviously, because things are, you know, continuing to do pretty well around here, and then people say, oh, it's just a fraction of a cent here, a fraction of a cent there, and then you take a look at how many other measures are up for renewal in the next few years. You got Measure C that's up for renewal. You got Measure Z that's up for renewal. Yeah. So are people going to continue to forget that it's just a few cents here and there politically? You know, who's going to get caught with that hot potato when they go, oh, wait, why is our sales tax at X, Y, Z?
Let's talk about these bills. The bail reform bill has passed. It's on the governor's desk, at least it is. We're here talking on Thursday. There's a chance he could sign it or veto it before then, although I doubt we're going to move that fast. Diane, what's your sense on this? Ending cash bail as the state knows it, and really the bail bonds industry.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I was kind of confused when I looked at it and, you know, thought to myself, okay, I'm against SB 10. And then I looked at who else had come out against SB 10, and it's the ACLU, Human Rights Watch. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Better read it again.
So I think that really tells you something when you have people who come from a conservative perspective and you have these well-known liberal groups and everybody's saying this is flawed, maybe for different reasons, but seriously, we need to take a look at this and figure out how in the world, strange bedfellows.
And a lot of that opposition when it comes to the ACLU comes from how it's going to be implemented. Who's making the decisions? If you get rid of the money part of the cash bail, somebody has to decide if they stay or if they are able to get out of jail. And they're really putting a lot of it into the hands of prosecutors and judges here, Bill. Do you think that that's going to be something that, since it has been negotiated, is going to maybe rub the governor the wrong way when he makes a decision on this?
Well, Jerry Brown can be very unpredictable on these things. Sometimes he shows a very strong law and order streak. Other times, you know, he goes along with bills that are passed almost exclusively by Democrats. I think he will think long and hard about this. I wouldn't expect a quick decision, and it wouldn't surprise me if he vetoed it.
You know, people are looking at this though, Jim. It's yet another criminal justice reform bill. Right. That has been coming down. The governor's been pushing these. He's been trying to empty out the jails as much as possible.
And once again, we were talking about this off camera, but you and I have been talking about this for a couple of years now. I mean, the feds came into Sacramento and said, hey, you guys have an overpopulation problem. You need to solve this or we will solve it for you. So the problem is that the dialogue coming out of Sacramento is, oh, well, it's unfair to certain groups in regards to misdemeanor bails and whatnot. But no one's saying, hey, we need to get the misdemeanor folks out of the prison so that we can keep the felonious folks in the jails, because there's only so much room and we can only keep so many people in there, or if we overcrowd, we're going to get in trouble. And there we go. We're shipping prisoners off to Montana somewhere to private prisons at 115% on the dollar on what it costs to keep someone in jail.
And you're saying that messaging is not being made clear.
It's a horrible message right now. They could easily say, hey, listen, who do you want to keep in? Felons or misdemeanors? You pick. You don't like it? Who do you want to? You want to keep the guy who stole some stuff from a gas station, or the guy who beat his wife last night? Which one you want? It's your call, because we only get to keep one right now. Yeah. And they're not saying that. They're using the card of, well, it's not fair and this and that, and it's not playing well.
Let me ask you guys about the plastic straw ban. It's been really big on social media this week, and so that's why I wanted to talk about it. Restaurants would no longer be allowed to just give you a straw with your drink. You'd have to ask for it, and then the straw would be given. And my question, I posed this on Twitter. I said, is it a plastic straw ban when if you ask for the straw, you are given the straw? That's not really a ban, but it still has a lot of people kind of rolling their eyes, I think, Diane.
I've loved the memes that are coming out of this.
I think if we have it, go ahead and pull it up, guys, but we may not. But we've seen so many with like, the straws
concealed carry and
in the holster.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think maybe it's a little bit on the messaging too, because the concept of, look, we don't need to be wasting these straws. The same way when we have a drought, we don't need to be bringing 18 glasses of water to your table unless you actually want some water. I don't personally have a problem asking for a straw if I want it. When my husband and I go out, Jeremy doesn't use a straw. I use a straw. We don't need to. So I grasp the concept. But what I don't like is Sacramento telling me that I can't have it. You know, telling the restaurant, your servers are not allowed to do this. That's where it's like, I want 18 straws and I want them now.
I love talking to people that live through the depression, that this is the problems that we're dealing with right now.
Right?
I'm just letting you know.
I know.
This is where it's gone? Really? Straws? All right, fair enough, let's do it.
Well, and guilty is charged when it comes to leading this discussion, because I put this thing out on the table, but it
should have been a protest. There should be a straw.
I know, I know. Where is my straw?
And what about the little cocktail straws?
Yeah, right. Is that a straw?
Actually, honestly, I hate those straws too. I fold them over.
What constitutes a straw?
But
you need like 8 of those.
It's kind of feels like also the soft drink ban that we're seeing as well, where they're saying that they don't want to make soft drinks or juices an automatic inclusion into a children's meal, that if you ask for a Coke, they will give your child a Coke, but it's not going to be right there and out there. I don't know, Bill, where do you think this thing goes? The governor's championed this, I believe. So
to me, it's so indicative of the California legislature. They don't go after real problems because real problems are difficult to solve. It would take bipartisanship. It would take each side talking to each other, not only talking to each other, but listening to each other.
Well, that's impossible.
And so instead they do these little culture wars things and straws, and it's to please some of their base, to please the people that fund them. And meanwhile, no pension reform, no tax overhaul, nothing that's really meaningful.
No, we do have that concealed carry picture in case you were trying to figure out exactly what we meant.
Nice.
Seraphin, our friend Seraphin Quintanar actually sent that out, but we've been seeing that everywhere.
And Andy Vidak tweeted it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But when I said, is it a ban if they want, he said, don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
Right. But think about it though, when they were trying to ban plastic bags, they could have easily passed a law saying there are no plastic bags at grocery stores. But they said, let's go ahead and charge 10 cents. Well, does 10 cents really make you flinch at the grocery store? If you really wanted people to stop using plastic bags, you would charge $1. Because then you would remember that, oh my gosh, I forgot my reusable bag.
I've seen some people get pretty up, they'll take multiple trips carrying stuff with their hands out to their cars.
So mark my words, if this passes, they're going to start charging for the straw 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents. I'm telling you, there's a market for it.
You think so?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to see. Put it on the board.
That could be a rider. That could be a rider on that bill.
That's right.
Could.
Sure.
Show up late. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have some fun later. We're going to look at some campaign ads, and we're going to kind of break those down in a little bit. But after this, he's one of 2 Democrats running for lieutenant governor this November. My interview with State Senator Ed Hernandez after the break.